Сьогодні ми маємо нагоду поспілкуватися із видатним диригентом Крістофером Гейфордом. Dear Christopher, I know it isn't your first visit to Kharkiv assemblies, and in this year we celebrate 100 years of our university. And so, is this festival different from the ones you have seen when you come here earlier?
Yes, it is different. What I've enjoyed very much is hearing all of the students performing. I've been to several concerts, hearing mainly pianists, and I've enjoyed working with the student orchestra very much. They really have been a delight. I've really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed our festival. And probably in the UK and in the other countries you have been to a lot of festivals of classical music, of course. And were they different from the Kharkiv Assembly? And if so, could you describe in what way?
I think what's special about this is that you have been celebrating in your university, and that is unusual. Usually it's more spread around, but I have enjoyed the focus on this building and the people in this building, the students and the teachers, and that is a new thing for me. I've enjoyed that.
So it was kind of a new experience for you?
Yes, yeah.
In this concert you showed a complete understanding of Rachmaninoff's music, and everyone in the audience would agree with me. But what could you say about two other pieces, overtures by Dvorak and Elgar? Because clearly you know this music far better than anyone in this hall tonight. So what is your verdict on this performance?
Well, I thought the students had a really good understanding of Elgar. I've performed Elgar in Kharkiv before on two occasions. Yes. And each time it was a very special feeling for me to bring Elgar here and for the orchestras to understand it so well, to understand the passion in it.
And which pieces did you perform?
The first time I came to Kharkiv in 1993, we performed Elgar's First Symphony.
It's very difficult.
Yes, it's very difficult. And that was very exciting with the Philharmonic Orchestra. And then maybe 10 years ago, I came and did Enigma Variations in Kharkiv with the Philharmonic Orchestra again. And it was a great experience. But also with the students, they really understood the music very well straight away. They understood the passion.
Yes, it is very passionate and it has a lot of light in it.
Yes, yeah.
And warm. So it's cold in the south. I also attended your masterclass, and you said the most oftenly heard advice was to create a shape of a phrase, as you said it. And was it the number one task in your working with the orchestra?
Yes, you have many tasks when you conduct. So you're there, some of the time you're there to help bring things together. So sometimes you have to switch from one role to another. So yes, my primary goal or aim is to create phrases, but then for a moment you have to say, okay, bring this together and do that. I enjoyed that.
Very complete work. And in the very same masterclass, you diagnosed the main problem of some conductors as having a mindset of small individual bars instead of the whole piece. Yeah. And was this problem common to the orchestra players?
No, well, when we started rehearsing, yes, which is normal. Because when you first learn a piece, you have to think in small sections. But they did build bigger units, and definitely I felt there was some very good phrasing emerged tonight. So I was very pleased with that.
You did a very good job in that. And when you rehearsed and performed with Maria Bondarenko, who was the leader of you two? Or you see conductor and soloist as equal companions?
No, I feel the soloist does lead. But this is an interesting piece because, as she said on several occasions, the orchestra often has the tune. And so she is in the role of supporting the orchestra. So I think the leadership moves actually in that concerto very much actually between us.
That's very interesting. distribution of
Yeah.
the leading
Yeah.
role and someone who is leaded. Maybe the last question. You said that even your conducting isn't always perfect. Today's was. It was.
No, that's very kind.
But could you explain, maybe even in most basic terms, what is good conducting for you and what is bad conducting?
The good conducting is when I feel as though I am creating larger structures, and when I'm able to, with all my gestures, create something that grows, expands. And bad conducting for me is when I don't manage to create this
So
thing.
when
that
it
expands.
falls apart and they're
Yeah,
like
when it's just a
this
separate
fragment
chip,
and this fragment and
So
this.
that's when I feel unhappy. Yeah, I don't like it when I do that, and I often do because it's difficult. But when I can create something big, I'm happy.
So I wish you the most brilliant conducting for future. I really hope you will someday come here to this festival. And thank you very much for this wonderful performance.
Sorry.